Alright, so let's deal with question 1 on the MCA review. So we've got a quadratic equation, y equals negative 1/2, then in parentheses x minus 3 squared plus 4. So part of this we have to figure out, as it says here, complete the table, graph the function, make sure you label everything. Alright, so let's scroll down a little bit. Based on the fact this is y equals, we know that this either opens up or down. And remember, we have this little chart here that goes through and has all the different pieces for us. Okay, so we'll be able to use this chart to go ahead and complete what's up here. So since this is a y equals, it's either going to open up or down. And we already know that because of the y equals. And then we have the negative here, so therefore the negative is going to tell us that this is going to be a downward opening parabola. So we might as well fill this in right away. So this is going to open down. And since it's along those lines, then we know that we can just look at the graph here and the information that we have. So my axis of symmetry is x equals h. I can get my vertex right quick, and it all comes from the information here. So this is stuff we've done many times. So the axis of symmetry, we know that if it's a y equals, we get x equals. And then it's going to be 3 from the value here. The vertex, it's always hk, and in this case, here's my h, here's my k, so this is a 3, 4. Now I got to go through and deal with the focus and the directrix. So let's scroll back down to here. From this information, it says that when we go through and do this, you're going to take k plus the 1 divided by 4a. So we're going to have to do a little bit of arithmetic here. Let's see, not a lot of room, but so my k is 4. Oop. And then plus 1 divided by 4 times negative 1/2. Alright, so what's 4 times negative 1/2? That's going to be negative 2. So then I'm going to have down here 4 minus 1/2. So we get 3.5. Alright, so looking at the focus then, which, as you can see down here, that's what we just came up with. So we're going to have then that my focus point is at 3, 3.5. And then knowing that the vertex and the focus, remember, they're going to be on the same axis of symmetry. And then my directrix is on the opposite side of the vertex. So here where we subtracted the half, we're going to add the half up here. So now we have that my directrix is y equals 4.5. Okay, so now let's take a look at the graph that we have here. First things first, we need to label. So here's my x, and then here's my y. Alright, so I'm going to get this so that we can have some lines drawn in. So I need to dash my line because that's how we will draw the line for the axis of symmetry. So we know it's going to be at 3. Okay, so there's my axis of symmetry. Now I got to go through and plot my points. So at 3, 4, so 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go up to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my vertex. There's my focus. I'll just put it here. And then we know that we're going to have another line that I'll draw in here in a second, and it's also going to be dashed. That's at 4.5. So right about there. That's my directrix. So let's just, let's see, we'll put it up here. Whoop. We'll call it just D for now, just because make it a little bit easier for us to deal with. Alright, so now we got to get some points. So easiest way is to go backwards through here. Alright, so let me actually move a couple things around, get rid of a couple pieces, give us a little bit more room. Alright, so back to where we were. So I got rid of the graph that was, or the infographic that was down here. Now we're going to deal with just some points. It's easier just to go through and substitute them in. So if I have 2 here, let's take 2, substitute it in for x. So 2, and then minus 3 is going to be 1, negative 1 rather. Negative 1 squared is 1. And then I'm going to get a negative 1/2. So 4 plus a negative 1/2. Then down here, 4 plus negative 1/2, okay, would be 3 1/2. All right, so now I'm back over here. So right about there, and I'm going to need many more points. All right, this would be easier if I chose points that would give me a value in here that would be even. So from here on out, I'm going to select just those values. So now if I put a 1 in here, 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is going to be 4. Negative half times 4 is going to give me a negative 2. Negative 2 plus 4 more, it's just plain old 2. So now I'll come over here and at 1, I'm here at 2. Now remember, this is going to mirror on the other side. Okay, now I can't just stop there because this thing does go on forever, so I got to make sure I get a couple more points. So let's scroll down a little further. I'm not sure why that box is there, so we'll get rid of it. Alright, so now let's just extend this. So now negative 1 would be a good one. Negative 3 would be another good one. Alright, so now if I substitute negative 1 into here, negative 1 minus 3, that's going to be a negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. Half of 16 is 8. So now I've got negative 8 plus 4. So now we're going to have down here negative 4. And we're not going to worry about this 0. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's plot that point. So at negative 1, I'm down here at 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a feeling my next point is going to be way off of this entire thing. So, and I don't have a lot of more room over here. So I'm thinking this should be good for my graph. So let's see how well we can sketch this on the computer. Yeah, well, it was close. Okay, so again, it's a little more difficult when you're trying to use the mouse to go through and align everything, but you get the idea. Okay, so now as we look back, this was supposed to open down, which it does. I've got my directrix. I just have to label a couple more things or make sure I have everything labeled. So here's my vertex, and I have to label it. This is the axis of symmetry that we usually abbreviate AOS. All right, there's problem number 1. Took a little while, but yeah, not too bad. Hopefully that'll be helpful.